Hey everybody, so actually I'm going to be sharing with you all different things that I personally do to have more self-love for myself. And obviously sometimes there are days where it fluctuates. So some days I feel more self-love for myself and some days I feel less self-love for myself. And I think that oftentimes when I feel more self-love, those days I feel more present, more at ease, more in my body. And the days where I don't have as much self-love, my energy is off. I am looking outward, I'm trying to get external validation, and I think I just don't feel like at ease with myself because I'm not giving myself the love that I want. And when I don't have self-love for myself, I have the worst day ever, okay? My days consist of me spiraling and my thoughts are just completely negative. I get into this really bad, like, dark place within myself, and then oftentimes I'm looking at my own, like, I go internally and I'm like, what is going on with myself? And seriously, what it is demons, the evil spirit, just things that are just trying to bring me down for no reason, okay? And I just want to say that those things aren't who we actually are, and those are just outside entities that are just completely trying to take over. And I think that when we get the feeling that those things are taking over us, we can't move forward in our life, okay? So the first step to healing, I think, is having self-awareness. So when I have self-awareness towards my evil spirits and my negative self-talk and the things that want to bring me down, and looking towards external validation and all of that, and thinking that I'm not worthy or not good enough, all that is completely a place where I'm becoming so aware of it, like I'm putting it out on the table, and I know that it's not doing me good and it's not bringing me to my highest self. And as soon as I'm aware of that, I'm at my next level. So, like, once you become aware of what is bringing you down completely, if you have those negative self-talk inside of you that's like drawing you down every morning when you wake up, you're just thinking about the negativity. That's the first awareness is like, oh my god, why am I being so negative? My day didn't even start. Why am I having all these negative thoughts? Just become aware of them and you're halfway healed. I'm telling you. It's really, really cool to just have this awareness for yourself. Not everybody has this level and capacity of awareness. Some people just walk around every single day, walk around on autopilot, and they have all these negative self-talk and they think that that's how their life is gonna turn out, and this is just life, and it's all the external, it's all the 3D world. But once you delve deeper into the 5D, the spiritual, the more physics and quantum physics and all of that, your life is really, really different because now you're entering the spiritual realm, okay? And I think that, like, let's say for example in the morning you have like a couple seconds. Personally, I feel like I have a couple seconds to make the decision, am I going to let this ruin my day, right? Am I going to allow my negative thoughts and yesterday's thoughts to take over who I am today? So instead, what I'll do is I'll hop onto a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, and I will do a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, or I'll do like a tapping, EFT tapping meditation slash I'll mix it up and I'll do like the meditation while I'm simultaneously doing yoga, and I mix them up together, and this uplifts my spirit completely. And I think that, like, if we uplift our spirit and we know what's going on internally, so then we have already 50% healed. That's personally how I feel with myself. Like, for example, I didn't want to go for a jog this morning, you know? I was so cozy at home. I felt warm and I felt at ease, and I was like, I don't want to go, but I knew my spirit was a little bit dead. Like, I felt a little bit down with my energy level. Instead, I was like, I'm going now, right? So I ate a banana and I just hopped out and I went for a jog. It was about like an hour, and I just felt so much more at ease with myself. And also what I do is I only nasal breathe. So once I got into only nasal breathing, I completely changed the way I'm able to jog. I'm able to go for a much further distance, whereas before, when I was breathing through my mouth and then my nose, I wasn't getting enough oxygen. And that's obviously thanks to Dr. Andrew Huberman. I love his podcast, completely changed my whole entire life. So if you ever get into nasal breathing, you can jog for hours. I'm kidding, not hours, but you can really get yourself to get out there for much longer. If you're not able to jog, try like changing your breathing through your nose versus your mouth. Keep your mouth completely shut. And you can also Google some techniques on how to get better at nasal breathing. Game changer, literally. Okay, but anyways, I think that there are points in our life where, let's say you, for example, want to feel better about yourself and your life, and in the morning you're coming up and you're waking up and you're having all these negative self-talk. Give yourself 7 seconds. Say, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to change the way I'm thinking. And it's not necessarily even like the way, even if you go to work, for example, if you go to a 9 to 5, if you're doing whatever you're doing in your life, you still have the decision to feel empowered through that 9 to 5. You still have that decision to feel empowered through whatever you're going through. At least personally, from my experience, like when I'm going through a really, really hard time, or if I'm going through a really, really hard time, I'm giving myself permission and I'm telling myself, no matter what, I'm going to at least show up for myself in my morning routine. I'm going to do yoga. I'm going to go for that walk or jog, and I'm going to show up for myself like nobody would show up for me. I'm going to show up for myself like how I wish people are going to show up for me, you know? And no one's going to show up for you if you're not showing up for yourself in the way that your highest version self is going to show up, right? For example, if I'm trying to attract self-love and love into my life, if I'm constantly critiquing myself, being so mean to myself, who's gonna love me? Who's gonna want to be around me? But if my self-talk is clear and I'm thinking good thoughts, then everyone's gonna want to be around my energy. It's a healing type of energy. So you can obviously have bad days, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect every single day. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I struggle with this daily. It's a constant battle within my negative demons. I call them the negative spirit, but it's not even mine. I will call it the negative spirits, the negative demons that are trying to bring and draw my energy down. But then I go to my highest self. I think about, for example, Abraham Hicks, like Esther Hicks. She's guided by her spirit guides, and she is like supernatural when she speaks. She's Abraham when she speaks, and she's completely changed my life, like 180 completely. She's so cool. And she just says you basically have those like 11 seconds or 7 seconds where you have the choice to change the way you're thinking, and your life's going to be so much better. And she says, move in the direction of what's making you feel good. Move in the direction of what's keeping your spirit alive. Turn on the music. Go to the places that make you feel alive. And if you're not feeling like that inner guidance from yourself, then go out there and find the places and find the people that are going to bring out your best self. Because sometimes we think that we're latching onto the old identity, and we're also latching onto the old relationships, the older people that are just bringing us down. But once we let them go and let go of our old identity, we can also let go of the older relationships that aren't serving us, and we can bring in fresh new energy and new people into our lives that are actually going to uplift our spirit 10x. Okay, so these are things that we really have to take into consideration, that we have the power and we have the agency in our lives to do the things that we want to do, no matter what, and no matter what those thoughts are telling us. Because also our thoughts aren't always true. Okay, so we instinctually have a natural fear that we have to be afraid of things, right? If you're going for a hike, you're afraid of the cliff. If you're going on a super high like elevation or different things, you're afraid of things. Like naturally, innately, you will pull back your energy because you're like, oh my god, I can't go there, right? So you have fear naturally built up in your body, which is amazing, and thank God we have that. And obviously when we sleep really well, our REM cycle helps us recalibrate it, so we have much better feeling of what's fear and what we can't go past, okay? But then obviously there's fear that is irrational, that is just holding us back, and we have to let that go. We have to let go of those irrational fears. If you have irrational fears that are holding you back, try and let go one of them, right? Just try and let go one thing that's holding you back. You will see your life is going to start changing, okay? Like, irrational fears aren't real. They just aren't. Like, for example, I was raised, let's say, that we just go to the ocean, but we don't go in it, okay? So we just go to the ocean, we observe it, we see what's out there, but we don't go swimming in the ocean. We don't go in, and, you know, obviously there are things that people are afraid of the ocean, and I have full respect for whoever's afraid of the ocean. But I'm saying personally, I felt that was an irrational fear for me. Like, I don't need to be afraid of the ocean. Like, if I have enough faith in my life, and if I go in with that level of faith, there's no fear for me. So I obviously don't go out on huge waves, and I don't go out on big surf days, but I like going and surfing like small baby waves, right? Like small waves. But I had all these irrational fears because I grew up with them. But one day I decided, like, why am I having these irrational fears? What the hell is this doing to my life? This is only holding me back. It's not bringing me to my highest level. I chose to completely, literally, like, disappear. Like, I was like, no, this is not living with me, okay? Right now, I feel like I have completely conquered it, and I'm able to get out into the ocean. I check before I go. I check the forecast and the waves and the swell, whatever's happening, and I go out there with this level of faith that God is protecting me, and God is there completely to protect me from things that maybe they would have come to me, but if I have the level of faith that I have, they're not going to come to me because I have faith. And I think that we can let go of those irrational fears and become fearless. We can do things that we normally wouldn't necessarily do, but since we have faith and we have let go of the irrational fears, and everybody obviously to their level. Like, for me, that was my level of I thought that the ocean was an irrational fear to a level. But for you, that could be something completely different. It can be something on a smaller scale, but I respect that completely. And you have to respect that and keep that sacred. Write that down and try to overcome it, you know, whatever that is. And I hope that this message can bring you clarity in some way right now, that you can feel that level of freedom and feel that level of, I can go after my dreams, I can go after what I want, because I have a level of irrational fear that I'm gonna let it go, and I'm going to go after what I want, no matter what the negative demons are telling me, no matter what the negative entities. I'm gonna be at my highest self at every possible level. I will be at my highest dimension no matter what is going on around me. And I pray to God that you have the power right now to go after whatever your dream you want right now, and just do it one little baby step forward, and you will get there. You will get there, I promise. Okay, thanks for watching, and like this video, subscribe down below, share this with a friend of yours if you think that they can benefit with this video too. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.